If I asked you if you work hard for your money, what would you say? 99% of people would probably say that they work hard for their money. However, the sad reality is that many of these people are losing this hard-earned money every single day without ever realizing it. How would you feel if you were losing hundreds of dollars a month and only realized it after years of ignorance? Well, boss, in this video I will share with you 5 ways you're losing money every single day. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. Just before we get into the 5 ways you are losing money, I want you to know that if you've been doing one of these following 5 things, then don't worry, because up until a few years ago, so was I. You see, during the early parts of my career, I was solely focused on climbing the corporate ladder at work, and this priority stole all of my attention. Sure, I was still budgeting and saving money every single month. However, I definitely could have been saving more if I had known these money management mistakes. Therefore, I recommend you watch until the end, because the more of these mistakes you can avoid, the more you will save and grow your wealth. Number 1, paying for unused services. One of the great things about advances in technology is that we now have access to enough services to keep us occupied and entertained in perpetuity. However, sometimes managing all these different services can come at a cost. And this cost may be more than you would expect. In fact, a 2018 survey showed that UK citizens waste a shocking £553 million every month on services they don't use and may have even forgotten about, with 40% of consumers continuing to pay for services they no longer use. Another survey found that 72% of people admit they have continued to pay for a subscription they rarely used for 3 months or longer, which meant that the average person is paying out more than £250 a year for services they don't use. Now, not shockingly, gym memberships were at the top of the list when it came to the most unused subscriptions, with 50% out of the 2,213 adults polled admitting they rarely visit. TV and music streaming services were also amongst the most unused services, along with hobby and magazine or newspaper subscriptions. Some 29% of people said they had forgotten they were paying for the service, and the same number kept paying for something they don't use in case they might want to use it in the future. A further 28% of those surveyed said they found canceling a subscription too hard, so they didn't even bother. What makes this situation worse is that many people continue to pay for these unused services even as their monthly cost rose. 1 in 4 people continue to pay for a subscription without realizing the cost had increased, while 46% forgot to cancel after a free trial period. Some 4% have even unknowingly continued to pay for a subscription for an ex-partner. Obviously, the statistics around wasted subscription money is bleak, but the questions we need to answer is, why does this phenomenon take place? The simple answer is that many people fail to review their finances on a routine basis. If only they would have reviewed their monthly credit card statements, they would have been able to calculate how much money they were wasting on unused subscriptions every single month and make the necessary changes to save that money instead of wasting it. Therefore, if you think you may be paying for services you rarely ever use, review your expenses at the end of this month and you may be surprised at how much money you could be saving. Number 2, not investing. Sometimes it's the actions we don't take that cost us the most money, and this is certainly true when it comes to investing. Leveraging the power of the stock market has proven for over a century to be a great vehicle to grow your wealth, yet there are still millions of Americans that fail to invest. In fact, as of April 2019, 45% of Americans report not investing in any form of equity, whether it's individual stocks, mutual funds, or retirement savings accounts like a 401k or IRA. Now, it probably makes sense that some people would be hesitant to invest. Over the past 20 years, we have seen 2 major market crashes, with the 2000 dot-com bust and the 2008 recession, where many people lost their life savings and their homes. Nevertheless, investing consistently has been proven to be effective at building your wealth, and every day you fail to invest, you are in effect losing money. Quite frankly, there's no better story to illustrate this fact than the story of Steve and Jeff. You see, in the story, Jeff began investing at age 25. He invested $10,000 every year for 10 years and stopped completely at age 35. That initial $100,000 then sat in the market, earning the historical 7% return, and by age 65, Jeff had over $1 million with just 10 years of contributions. Steve only started investing in his mid-30s, and because time wasn't on his side as much as it was for Jeff, he had to invest $11,000 a year every single year from age 35 to 65 just to have the same lump sum at the end as Jeff. In case you didn't do the math, Steve had to fork out an extra $230,000 over the course of his investing journey just to reach the same point as Jeff. This $230,000 is money that you are effectively losing every single day that you put off investing. Number 3, ignoring opportunity cost. Whether you realize it or not, life is one big game of decision making. We decide what to wear, who to spend our time with, what schools to attend, and how to spend our money. All of these decisions have what is called an opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is defined as the loss of potential gain from the other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. And this cost needs to be considered when trying to minimize the amount of money you're losing every single day. One example of opportunity cost that will resonate with a lot of people is the cost of going to college versus the cost of heading right into the workforce after high school. The costs most people attribute to going to college include tuition, the cost of books, and accommodations. However, this definitely doesn't incorporate all the costs of this decision. One major cost that people often forget is the cost of income given up by pursuing this education instead of working. Let's say that right out of high school, you could get a job that pays you $40,000 a year. If you attend college for 4 years, you would be giving up $160,000 in income, assuming you received no pay increases during that time. Not to mention, you probably paid $35,000 a year for tuition, books, and accommodations, making the true cost of this decision $300,000 instead of the $140,000 that is strictly money you will be handing over. The same opportunity cost concept can be used when assessing how you use your time. For example, if you decide to spend 4 hours a night watching Netflix, what is the cost of this decision? If you had another means of making money, then this could mean foregoing extra income, which of course then becomes the cost of your TV watching decision. Now, most people will argue that they have no other means of making money besides their 9-to-5 job, so there is no cost to their daily downtime. But quite frankly, I think everyone has the ability to learn a skill they can use to earn more money and significantly improve their financial position. And this is why I created the Side Hustle Success course, where I show you how to build a freelance side hustle from scratch that you can use to earn at least $1,000 a month. And succeeding with this course requires no prior experience, as I walk you through step by step exactly how to scale up to $1,000 or more a month and unlock the newfound financial success that comes with making more money. If this sounds like it's for you, check out the link in the description for more information on how you can join the Side Hustle Success course today. Number 4, not paying strategically. There's no doubt that spending money means losing money, but some people exacerbate this issue by paying improperly. Now, you may be thinking, what does he mean by paying improperly? Well, as you know, there are many ways to pay for things. You can pay by cash, by credit, and most popularly, as of recent years, by debit. However, 2 of these 3 payment options will have you losing money every single day, while the other will allow you to make money while also offering you numerous benefits. You see, while payment options like cash and debit have their place, especially when it comes to monetary control, paying by credit is the only way to reduce the burden that comes with making purchases. This is facilitated through credit card rewards, and these rewards can be quite lucrative. I remember that I used to never pay on credit, preferring to pay by cash or debit instead until I started traveling for work. Prior to traveling across the country for consulting projects, my dad advised me to get a cashback credit card and charge everything to it. Between airline tickets, hotels, and food, I was making back hundreds of dollars a year in cash, which wouldn't have been the case if I was paying by cash or debit. Unfortunately, like everything in life, credit cards do have their drawbacks, and they can come at a cost if you aren't careful. First, if you pay an annual fee to have a premium credit card, you must ensure that you are receiving more monetary benefit than you are paying. Second, if you can't make the payments and are being charged interest, then your credit card will go from a money-making tool to just another part of your life that is costing you money. So if you want to stop losing money, you need to start paying more strategically. Number 5, working below your true rate. The final way that you're losing money every day is by working at an undervalued rate. Let's face it, the majority of people work a 9-to-5 job to produce income, and sadly a large part of that group are working at a rate that is below what they deserve. For instance, it is not uncommon for many college grads to be working in retail or grocery stores because either the job market is too competitive or there is no demand for the skill set they cultivated while in school. However, there are many others who maintain good jobs and produce great results, yet are still being underpaid. There are 2 main reasons why this would be. The first reason is that they are working in a profit-driven company, and the business's main priority is to keep costs low in order to maximize their bottom line. This minimization of costs ultimately means that they will try and pay you as little as possible. Alternatively, many employees are too timid to ask for a raise and just accept whatever meager salary they are given, rather than making a case for a permanent raise. Both circumstances will lead you to working for less than you deserve, which in turn means leaving money on the table. Thanks for watching. If you want to go from the life you have to the life you deserve, then hit the subscribe button now.